Peace, everybody. People have given me feedback on the lives and basically have said that the lives are uh, they're not able to hear me or see me. So let me give you a reiteration of what I spoke about earlier. Number one, I met a popular, um, a brother who actually had fallen, they say fallen from grace years ago. He was the mayor of Washington, D.C. And during this time in the 80s, crack was popular. And they had Marion Barry is his name, video of him actually using crack on national television. My point is, Marion Barry was mocked. He was made fun of. There were so many people who called him the crack mayor. But when I met Marion Barry years later in Chicago and shook his hand, he looked good. He was together. The second time I met Marion Barry, I met him in Washington, D.C. This is after all the crack stuff started happening or took place. So I shook his hand the first time in Chicago. When I saw him in D.C., he was sitting not too far from me at a very powerful Black Brothers Church, Reverend Willie Wilson, who's a revolutionary. Matter of fact, Reverend Willie Wilson has a picture of Jesus and the 12 disciples, but at the table, he put Marcus Garvey, he's got Elijah Muhammad, he's got Malcolm X, he's got Martin Luther King. It's very interesting. I think he has Harriet Tubman and a few other people at the table. So Marion Barry was called. And as soon as Marion Barry was called, Black people in the church stood up cheering for Marion Barry. I was like, is this the same brother that they made fun of years ago? He had become the head of the city council, second to the mayor. So my question is, how can someone who was humiliated on TV come back, win the city to become a very powerful force? You have to understand, Washington, D.C. at that time, the House of Senate, the White House, now all of that is white at that time. But when you step out into the community, it's all Black. It was called Chocolate City. I think they still call DC Chocolate City to this day. But here's a community that was hit by crack. People lost their aunties, they lost their families. And here's a brother that bounced back. So he understands the pains of the people and how to bounce back. And that's why the people loved him, because they saw him as one of them. I say that to say that a lot of us, our comeback has to be stronger than our fallback. And resilience is key. You know what I hated about religion when I was younger, right? I went to Catholic church, and the Catholic priest used to make us those people who are Catholic. Now, my mother and father never had me prescribed; they had me go to the school. But there was what's called the act of confession, and all the children lined up and they told their confession to the priest. Now, later on, it came out that a lot of the priests were guilty of violating children. Now, think about that human element. Here we are thinking our religious leaders, our political leaders are on top of the map. There's no big eyes or little U's. Everybody has a life. So my question is, confess to who? Nah, man. All of us, you know what I mean? The world of religion and politics would make you think that everybody is perfect. Well, in truth, we all got our stuff. That's why somebody come to me talking about me and mines and what was what, I ain't having it. We fall, we get back up. We're resilient because we get back up. That's my point. I'm a little more calm than I was this morning, but people told me that my video was unclear. But you can't get strong unless you're weak first. When you're in the gym and your muscles aren't as strong, you got to fatigue them first. But if you keep making these weak muscles and work out these muscles, they get strong. So on your weekdays, get up, exercise. I'm not talking about physical exercise only, the exercise of life. Look, man, people, all of us, ain't nobody got not got skeletons in their closet or whatever. You could try to call me on mine, but you got yours. Some of you just haven't fallen in the pump. But resilience, what Marion Barry show needs to show resilience, the ability to rise from falling. And everybody, why you think people love the team that is the underdog coming back from nothing to win? It's something that's very attractive to somebody who bounced back from nothing. And so the reason why I have an issue with a lot of religious philosophy is we have these sanitized people, politics with sanitized, and knowing sooner or later there might be a scandal. Sooner or later something may come out. Why can't we just accept that human beings go through something, fall, and get back up? You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to encourage everybody to be like my man Marion Barry. Well, I don't give a damn what you think about him. Came back and won the black community all over again. And he did it because when he was at his worst, he didn't stay at his worst. He bounced back. So let your comeback be stronger than your fallback. Remember, we all have periods of life where we fall. And that's why when people were talking about Kirk Franklin, I said, wait a minute. Here's a brother that's life to me is more inspiring than most religious leaders. His life is not only inspiring. When I read I Make My Own Rules by LL Cool J, you never know what people are going through. So don't let people tell you that you're not worthy, that you ain't nothing, that you have to confess to them as though they are something besides something. Nah, the same people you talking to, they got stuff. It just ain't been revealed. They got stuff. It just hasn't been revealed out in public. So all of us at this point in time should know that if we're down today, that's the time to be confident and work and shine. And then tomorrow you get strong. Nobody ever better come to me with nothing because I ain't having it. And so I'm here to encourage those people who are at the lowest point in life to get up, go to work. And nobody perfect in here. We all getting down, getting on our grind and making things happen. You might be down on Monday, but you up on Tuesday. You might feel a little weak on Wednesday, but keep working, keep strengthening yourself, sharpening yourself so that you could be strong the next day. Peace, dear family. I don't think this live came out in the manner and spirit that I had, the energy that I had before. Plus, I have children that I have to get back to in the classroom. But I just wanted to take some time today in the class. We've been talking about atoms and chemical bonding and in our classes, and we've been talking about valence electrons and chemicals that made it. Now I'm going to show them a video on the Tuskegee experiment, how they gave 399 black men in America the most terrible form of syphilis without knowing that they had the medicine and they had the cure, but they wouldn't give it because they were experimenting. So I have the best of both worlds. I get a chance to educate and uplift, inform while teaching children, you know what I mean? Our future. Peace and blessings.